Perfect.
Ben Nevis. And so Ben is the Gaelic word for mountain, and so this is the Mountain Nevis distillery here. 18-year-old single cask, another John Milroy single cask independent bottler. This is distilled in 97, bottled 2016, cask reference 594. Refill hogshead again, unchill filtered, natural color, 50% alcohol by volume. I love that noise.
All right.
Oh, where are you now, Joseph?
I'm at the distillery. I just thought I'd go to the distillery up there in the Highlands, and yeah, it was not far, apparently.
I found out that Glen is the easterlymost distillery in Scotland, according to their claims, because they're way out, of course, in Aberdeenshire, I think. A bit more.
Oh boy. Oh, I'm gonna cover this one while Andrew's showing us the look.
Yeah,
I
do like
trap some of that.
I do like covering it. Like it really, you get a good snootful. It really increases the nose. It multiplies it. It's geometric.
It absolutely does help.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
But this, I mean, this is just the Highland kind of nose. It is sweet and floral and
yeah. It's like so like right on that. You go to the Scotch Whisky Experience to give you a scratch and sniff card with the different areas, and this is like just like right in the center bullseye of that smell of like floral, like Highlands smell.
But this is like a rolling mountain shoulder of just little tiny wildflowers, little yellow wildflowers that are there just rustling in the breeze.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even think there's a house in this one. I think it's just, you're just outside.
Is there a picnic blanket?
Oh yeah, there's a picnic blanket, sure.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that is once again, that is such a great nose. I could just do that,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I could just be right there. Oh, it smells so good.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite nose so far.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, there's nothing to just recommend that. Oh boy. Yeah. And I know it's always such a crapshoot when you get these independent bottlers that are doing single cask expressions, because you don't know, like one cask can be tremendous and the next one is, not bad, but it's not an outstanding thing like this. But I think this is just such an excellent expression of this distillery and of the region.
Oh, I don't know, but I'm just feeling like hope as I breathe it. There's some sort of like lift that's happening. Or maybe that's the fact that we're a couple ounces in.
No, I think I'm with you. It's like,
yeah, you nailed it. That's a great description.
What could go wrong if you're smelling this? Like everything's how it should be.
Yeah.
Plants are growing. It's springtime. The sun is out.
It's like it's so fresh. Like you think, like I think that the atypical thing people think about like Scotch is like musty old rooms and like old dudes. This is like so fresh and young and like it's like springtime in here.
It's hope and rebirth. That's what it is. Hope and rebirth in a glass.
Mm.
This is Easter.
I guess then that last Scotch with a drop of water was Lent. Because it did feel like we gave something up there, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
But the taste, I love the taste, but it is not Easter. It's a bit different than that.
It's got that cranky old man finish.
Yeah. There's a fireplace here. That's what I'm tasting. Like there's, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure what's going on inside this glass yet.
Wow. What an interesting attack, I want to say. Like that first flavor you get when you taste it it's not what I expect. I like it, but it's interesting. It's almost savory.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like
like a roasted meat or something almost, you know, it's almost,
Yeah.
there's almost like a savory,
Like thyme or something maybe.
oh yeah.
It's not as heavy as like sage or rosemary, or maybe it's thyme.
It's kind of around there. I would agree.
Just, yeah, such a great, once again, like that the nose is so different than the taste. It's like there's such surprising beverages. Like I can't, how does that happen? You would think there'd be some, but there's none. Like they're two completely different things.
That's pretty awesome.
Like I can literally smell it. Like it's like, yeah, this is not what you just tasted, you know?
There's almost like a buzz in your mouth afterward too, which is really different.
It's like taking a tiny sip of happy bees. Right? Tiny little happy bees, like a whole bunch of little tiny happy bees. And it's also, to me, this is like back of the tongue is where
Yes.
all the flavor is, back of the tongue.
And that's where the bees are as well.
They're all back there. They're like, we're making honey.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not really making much honey because this isn't very sweet.
Yeah, there are some cocktails out there where they use a buzz button. It's a flower from China, and you can order it online, but it's basically like the bud. And if you eat it, your whole mouth becomes like as though there's pins and needles, basically, and it heightens all your sensory, all your taste buds. So your sensorial experience is shifted into something grander. And so people put them in cocktails so the taste is different, and it kind of comes alive in this strange way. This Scotch seems to be doing that on its own, which I have not tasted outside of that ever, which is really fascinating.
That's interesting.
Oh.
Now I want to know what this stuff is that they're putting in there. It's from a flower, you say?
Yeah.
Buzzbud.
Yeah, I think buzz button or buzz bud. There's a couple different.
It kind of reminds me. Now I don't want. This kind of reminds me of the smell of sawdust, like that smell. You know, like it reminds me of when I was a kid and I would go to like, you know, like a farm or like a place like a Disneyland sort of place, like, you know, like the Western town, or there was a theme park near my house, like a cheesy one because I lived in Portland, called what was it? The Enchanted Forest. And they had sawdust, like fresh sawdust on the ground, or this kind of, or in playgrounds, like playgrounds will sometimes have fresh sawdust.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a very nostalgic to me, that smell I feel like I'm tasting in here. It's that sort of burnt wood sort of smell, you know, that dried wood.
Yeah, I like that. It's not cedar. It's pine, maybe.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to go cedar, but it's like, no, it's a little past cedar.
It's a little, it's a little more mild, maybe.
Oh, I don't know if I have enough to put water in it, but I don't know if I want to put water in it. This is a gamble.
I'm going to do it because I made a promise to myself.